Ring ring. Oh, what's that? Like, my new phone. Hello? Who's this? Hey, so this week on Drag Race, it was Scream Queen week and Shade Vivacious all day, every day, week, until she goes home. The episode obviously starts with both groups of queens meeting finally because now two people have sashayed away and it's going to be a group of 12, so they're all competing for the crown together. And group number 2 walks into the room and the other group is there just waiting to greet them. They're all bitchy and sitting down. The one that was really throwing a lot of shade verbally was Miss Gia, and Bianca clocked her real quick and she told her, "Don't jump the gun yet, Miss Kimora Lee Kardashian." Like, how did Bianca even know that Gia just had done the Kardashians in the last episode? She wasn't even there. Mind reader much? Quickly after that scene was over, a new work day had begun in the workroom, and RuPaul came in to present a mini challenge, and he paired up the queens. He told them to pick a queen that was not in their first group. So everybody paired up, and the winners of the challenge were Adore and Milk, which I think were hysterical, and I think that they won. They were kind of campy and ridiculous. Adore looked a hot mess, but it worked for their shtick, and they ended up winning and becoming team captains. They both ended up picking their original teams, which I thought was kind of stupid, because Adore's team was so weak, and Milk had all the strong queens that can really project their characters, whereas Adore had a lot of beginners and Ben. And yes, Vivacious counts kind of like a beginner. Vivacious was left for last in her Pinkie Pie wig, and I thought this is where the shade just began for Vivacious. The producers shaded her all episode, even in Untucked. They just did not. They knew that it was going to be her last week. They were just going to take their opportunity to read her every moment they got. Adore was terrible at assigning roles. She didn't ask anybody, what role do you think you can succeed at? What role do you think you'll fail at? I felt like that would have helped them in the long run for this challenge, because knowing people's strengths and people's weaknesses really do let you assign their roles and see who can rise to the occasion and make your trailer look good. She didn't really care about that. I felt like she cared a lot about how she looked, which is kind of stupid because if your team loses, so do you. Read the lines. Gia read a line and said, "Gag me with a DeLorean." This bitch didn't even know what a DeLorean was. Like, has she seen Back to the Future? I'm pretty sure that car is in that movie. Girl, get it together. You are dumb in a box. Like, you are the dumbest Asian I've ever seen. You should be embarrassed of yourself. Like, really. She hasn't had much substance. She hasn't had much of a story. So, like, that really worries me. I like her as a queen. I think she's talented. I just think she has no substance to her personality. She's just a bitch. And the producers are going to take advantage of her and make her a bit of a villain, but I don't think she'll last long at all. And they all talked about roles and what they thought they could do good at and how they could play up their characters, which I thought was really smart, which Adore's team didn't do. They were very juvenile and naive about it. The only one that had trouble tapping into her role was Trinity because, oh, I'm not an actress. Well, girl, you're on Drag Race. You're going to be doing everything. You're going to be doing acting, dancing, sewing, everything. Bianca suggested, why not be a ghetto black girl? And she found it disrespectful. I didn't find it disrespectful at all. Bianca's a comedian. Had she given me a critique and said, oh, you should just be a chola girl, duh, I'm going to be a chola. I'm going to play that character up and make it larger than life and make fun of myself, because what's funnier than you making fun of something you are, making it larger than life? That's what comedians play off of. And I thought Trinity was extremely stupid for not taking her criticism, and I don't think it translated well into their film. Next, we roll into the challenge. The first group up is Team Milk, and we are on a couch, and there's Bianca and Courtney looking stunning. They were giving me Oscar realness. They were receiving their Oscars. These girls were acting down to a T. They were like veterans. And they were like a lesbian couple. Jocelyn did really well in the challenge. She really surprised me. I didn't expect her to be, like, really good as an actress. I thought her voice played in well, and her ditzy character kind of, like, helped her a lot. I mean, she was kind of playing herself, but she looked great. Her wig was good. Her outfit was amazing. And her gasp was just gagging. Like, her gasp moment really did carry the comedy in that whole trailer. We also learned that Trinity is a terrible actress, and she might just be going home during the Snatch Game. She just really didn't try to tap into a character, and I feel like that's a big thing for pageant queens. But, I mean, Roxy really did. She tapped into characters last season. Why couldn't Trinity do that? So the next group comes in, and they start filming their trailer, and Ben looks like a 90-year-old Tammy Brown. She's even walking like her. I thought that was extremely cute. It was probably an homage to Tammy Brown in a way. Gia got the perfect character to work off of. She was dumb in a box, and she didn't really do that well. I mean, when you get a character that's just like you, like Jocelyn, play it up. Do it, because you are at an advantage. You got something that fits you perfectly. Vivacious got the head in the box, and she looked like the Exorcist. She looked scary. I mean, oof, I would never want to encounter that in the dark. She was really bland in her performance. She took too many pauses. She didn't think out her character. She didn't rehearse her lines. It all had to be fed to her, and she was just bad. She didn't even know the words. I was like, girl, get it together. You looking like a mess, and with them teeth, you need to pull off these lines, because you're under the microscope, and you were in the bottom last week, which means you'll probably be going home this week. As the girls started getting ready for the runway, Vivacious was explaining her drag look, and she said a line along the lines of, when I walk into a club, all eyes are on me, and you're still that girl in the corner trying to look like a lady. And the producers cut to Gia, and she's flipping her hair. So I thought that shade was kind of hilarious at Gia. So, I mean, Vivacious, she got her good one bit in before she went home. So next we cut to a scene with Bianca, Trinity, and Vivacious. Vivacious is talking to Trinity about her drag, and then Trinity starts talking about her drag, saying how she's Beyonce or this and that. She wants to be Beyonce on Vegas. And Vivacious is over here contouring with a piece of plexiglass. It was like a piece of plastic, and she was just carving out her cheekbone. And then you see Bianca, like, in the background, creeping, and just throwing her eye shade every time they say a line. Then she finally cut in, and she shut Trinity down and told her, you know, Beyonce doesn't get imitated because she's not a character. She's just pretty, and she's a performer. Yes, she's a great performer, but that doesn't necessarily mean she would make a great impersonation. She talks about how girls like Cher get imitated, but it's because they are larger than life. Because you can make them a mockery, but still be funny and not disrespectful. And Trinity didn't get that. I feel like Trinity is offended very easily, and that is not good when you're a drag queen. Drag queens come in all different colors, all different shades, and girl, they're not all the same, so open your mind. And open your heart. On the runway, Michelle did a lot of reading. She called the door fat, pretty much. Vivacious came out and complained and said, I've never done theater. I don't have a theatrical background. And Michelle told her, girl, look at you. Look what you're wearing. You are theater. Like, it's very true. How can you not be theatrical, but you have all these theater costumes? When you go out, you are an act within itself. And you got a character that was kind of like what you are. So why didn't you influence that head character by who Vivacious is? And make her bigger, larger than life, scarier. You didn't really step out of your box. And they should have, honestly, I mean, where was Ornacia? Because I feel like she would have done a lot of a better job than what Vivacious did. She was just uninspiring, and that's why she landed in the bottom. So I really love the runway. I really love when they give the queens the free reign and they can show whatever drag they want, especially their favorite drag. The look on the runway was Laganja. I really loved her ethereal like butterfly queen look. I thought it was very high fashion and beautiful, and her makeup really matched it. And her character on the runway was very refined, much unlike what she had last episode, and I think that really showed a lot of depth to Laganja, and the judges saw two like different spectrums of who she is as a drag performer. My least favorite was Jocelyn. Girl, why would you wear a dots dress as your best drag? I know it's not your best drag because you made that quinceañera sandbag eagle storm thing that you had going on last episode. So you must have something much grander in your bag of tricks. I feel like her look really hurt her on the runway, and she hurt her chances of winning, because my favorite performance in the challenge by far was Jocelyn. I thought she used her personality as an advantage, and had she had another look that was much better, that girl would have taken the win from Darienne, who I don't think really deserved it. She had the least lines, and she really milked it. So, you know what? Kudos to you, Darienne, for winning, because you played the game right. You didn't complain about having the least lines. The lines you did have, you delivered well and in character. And your drag look was basic, but you served it. Lip sync was between Vivacious, who was put in the bottom, and April, who I don't think should have been in the bottom. I really don't think it was her fault that she got assigned that character. It was extremely difficult. There is a bit of a language barrier, and I mean, when you're trying to be a butch drag queen, it's like, what do you really do? She didn't really get much room to work with. But her look was stunning on the runway. One of my favorites this week. I really liked the April Showers look. She looked like Jane from Tarzan. So I thought that was a cute look. In the lip sync, she slayed it. She's very young, fresh, so the song definitely played in her favor, and she used it to her advantage. Vivacious turned it out as well. I wasn't upset with her performance, but it was definitely her time to go. She was not gonna win this competition. Next week we have the Rusical, and it's gonna be based on musical theater. So it's probably gonna be based something on Ru's life or something he did in a movie or something. I really see Adore, or actually maybe I see Courtney winning this challenge because her acting wasn't bad and she's a singer. So I think she's gonna excel at this challenge and she's gonna get her first win. In the bottom two, I could see either Milk. If she doesn't have a good runway look, I could see her in the bottom two because they complained about her needing to turn it up a notch in this challenge. Or more than likely, I think we'll see April again in the bottom, unfortunately. She's one of my favorites, but her acting is bad. I don't think she's going to be a singer. And I think she's going to be landing in the bottom with Miss Jocelyn, because I don't think Jocelyn's going to be a singer. And her look is probably not going to be up to par with the other girls. So I think that's going to be our lip sync, and April might sashay away, which makes me really sad. So that's my prediction for this week. I want you guys to post your top three, hashtag top three, and post who you think is going to be the winner and who you think is going to be in the bottom two for next week. And until next week, love, peace, and XOXO.